Hello, I'm Jana. Welcome to Café Jana. This is a special edition because I just came off a big event that we call HashiConf Europe for a company I work for called HashiCorp. And for those of you that don't know, Café Jana is a video series where I cover community building, experiential marketing, events, and then of course how to make the perfect cup of coffee. So, I'm tired, I'm excited, I'm exhilarated, I'm feeling all the things, and I want to record just all the thoughts and kind of findings, discoveries I had from the last couple days organizing. It's our third virtual conference. So the couple of the kind of key main things we learned. I had done a previous video on contingency planning, but it was contingency planning for your events, right? If a pandemic is happening, right? How do you kind of have plan A, plan B, plan C in place? But that also applies to what we discovered yesterday, was the internet going down. So yesterday, Fastly had an outage an hour before our conference was supposed to start, and that meant our platform, which we refer to right as our virtual event venue, was down. It's how people experience our conference. But we had contingency plans in place, and there were failover plans in place. Literally, we had code ready on GitHub to merge, right, where the messaging on the website would be updated. It would the URLs would be redirecting them to YouTube. We would also switch players, right, from Brightcove to YouTube, and it was great. So we had everything in place. And thank goodness we did, right, because we were able to stream the keynote, right, which is the most important thing for our conference, right? It's where we had our big announcements. We announced Terraform 1.0. So again, yesterday was a great lesson in contingency planning. And then another just key takeaway is moments of play. This is something I talk a lot in my book, and I talk a lot about. Over the last 2 days, we tried to keep things just really just playful and joyful and fun. Yes, the talks are technical, right? It is a technology conference for the developer community, but we had what we call as the Hashi Cafe. So during all of the breaks, we were playing really just, we hired a lot of different musicians, which I'm so happy we were able to do because the events industry was so impacted by COVID. But yeah, we had just musicians playing really beautiful songs that they had written last year that were really heartfelt and cool visuals and so it's just we played, right? And then also our MCs, right? Having the right kind of hosts that guide the day. So we had really fantastic MCs that just kept the energy going, that were very empathetic and kind. And yeah, I think that's just kind of the message that resonates, or that's kind of the tone that people really need to hear, is just kind of empathy and connections and lightness, especially after so much darkness. I mean, we're still in this in some ways. But yeah, those were my kind of biggest lessons, right? Is always have contingency plans, failover plans. And then right now what we are finding is people really need kind of lightness and joy and play. So don't forget to include that in all of the things you're doing. And I think that applies to a lot of different industries and different kind of programs you put in place. And then since this is called Café Jana, I'm really excited. I'm featuring, so one of my friends sent me, he roasts his own coffee, and it's called Bright Coffee. I'm actually trying both of his roasts. So he sent me one that is from Colombia, which is probably one of the most delicious coffees I've ever tasted. It just smooth and silky, and he describes it as molasses and raspberry, which is so delicious. Oh my goodness. I'm also having 2 cups of coffee because I want to try it. So I haven't tried this one. It's his Ethiopia blend. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. How do I even describe that? I'll put a link to his Patreon so you can buy it. He did strawberry, watermelon, milk chocolate, but that was just, I feel like I'm eating a cupcake or some type of delicious dessert. Anyways, cheers to loving coffee and to just keeping like light and brightness, and always have contingency plans. Ciao.